Emmerdale heartthrob Marcus Dean has made quite the impression since turning up in the village earlier this year. However, a new theory by express.co.uk suggests he could have another motive for wanting to get closer to Ethan Anderson on the ITV soap. Marcus, played by Darcy Gray, seems very happy with his boyfriend Ethan, Emil John, with the Emmerdale lovebirds unable to keep their hands off each other. Although the lawyer has been very busy at work, which has involved a moral dilemma in terms of representing a client who radically attacked Billy Fletcher, Jay Consul, and him earlier this week, he has still ensured he has made a little bit of time for his love interest. But in the time they have spent apart, Marcus could have been formulating a revenge plan on the ITV soap as he could know someone from Ethan's past. Before arriving in the village, Ethan was friends with a guy called Stephen, who turned out to be Luke Bosner's, Max Parker, ex-boyfriend. This caused a lot of animosity for the two men as Luke was adamant at the time he wanted to leave Stephen in the past and focus on his relationship with Victoria Sugden, Isabel Hodgins. Unfortunately, this romance didn't work out as he eventually left the village, but this might not have been the end of Stephen being brought into a storyline. It could be when Luke and Stephen broke up. The latter had a brief dalliance with Ethan before the friends called it off. However, the unseen character could have been heartbroken as he could have developed feelings for the lawyer, leading him to move away. What could transpire in the coming weeks and months on the weeknight serial drama is Marcus became Stephen's next boyfriend after he called things off with Ethan. However, their romance was never able to go anywhere as Stephen was always talking about the lawyer, and in the end, he would have broken things off with Marcus before leaving the country. Caught in a twisted cycle, Marcus could have been devastated to lose Stephen as he could have been the first man he ever properly loved. Needing to get revenge on Ethan for ending his relationship, the newcomer could have done his research on the lawyer. Though, when Rona Goskirk, Zoe Henry, led him to the village following the death of his father, Pierce Harris, Jonathan rather, he could have been pleasantly surprised to see Ethan. Marcus would have known this would have been his chance to ruin Ethan's life the way he had supposedly ruined his with Stephen. This is why he could be pretending to be the perfect boyfriend now, leading his partner into a false sense of security before taking it all away. The lengths he could go to for revenge might not end there, as knowing Ethan needs to pay, he could embrace his father's killer abilities. Murdering the lawyer in cold blood, this could be the birth of a new supervillain on the show, as his reign of terror could just be beginning. Will anyone realize just how dark Marcus is, or will another villager fall into his trap? The actor who plays Ethan, Emil, has spoken out on the future of his character's relationship with Marcus, with it seemingly going so well over the past few months. Speaking with express.co.uk and other media, he said, "They've got a nice thing going on. I think Charles Anderson is obviously quite unpredictable, but it's all coming from a good place. Ethan and Marcus get on really well. There's genuine affection there and they do really care for one another. Ethan, up until now, has had the worst luck when it comes to guys. So it's lovely to see Ethan really starting to sort of build a true connection with someone. They like each other, so it's nice to see," he added. Teasing it could all end in heartbreak and possible death, he hinted, in kind of anticipating it going downhill at some point soon. "But at the moment, they're really good. And if it were up to me, they would have a long future together. But it is a soap, so we'll see what happens," Emil continued. It would need to take some time for Marcus to be revealed as a bad guy, which is why the writers could be making him such a good figure in the village. Who knows when his true colors could be revealed or what could trigger him to street showing a darker side towards Ethan. The actor who plays Marcus, Darcy, has previously told express.co.uk and other media his character could become another Pierce. "I think we all don't think that we're like our parents in real life. Me and my dad, I know him very well, but I didn't grow up with him, and so there's always been a separation even though we've been empathetically close, but I've always thought, I'm not really like him, I'm definitely like my mum. But as I'm growing slightly older, I'm noticing little bits that I'm like my dad reacts like that, My dad does those sorts of things. So I think Marcus likes to think he's nothing like his dad, but I think that instinctual think comes out of him through the story. That's the bit that we'll tend to see that he is quite similar to his dad at some point.